So if this was a bigger break out here, then it's still going to end up the same. We're going to make a vertical open joint in this curb head. So this is minor damage compared to what you could do. You can do an entire curb head replacement. So this is the 1:6 fusion-crete and water, the same liquid that's used to mix the dry mix mortar, which you saw. That's how we gauge it, is if you can pack it into a snowball shape and bounce it around in your hand and it doesn't fall apart. And that's a dry pack mortar. The wetter you get, the more you're going to have problems with slumping when you're trying to do this. So this has all been cleaned and washed, so the pores are open on the concrete for bonding. I'm going to spray some of the premix onto the surfaces to start, and then I'm going to take, you can use a brush or hand. In this case I can't get a brush down here, so I'm going to take some of the mortar and rub it into the primer, which is called slurry bonding or scrub coating, which is industry standard practice. And once it's scrub coated, it doesn't hurt to spray a little bit more polymer onto the surface, and then stick something trowel on the back side of the curb here. You have something to pack mortar against. I'm going to pack the mortar down against the surfaces. So I overpack the mortar onto the repair area beyond the profile of what we're restoring. So you can cut that off and reuse the mortar and retemper it for up to an hour. And we could keep going on this curve either direction. I'm just going to show a small section for sake of time. I'm going to use a trowel to cut the mortar back, indexing it off the curb. Putting the mortar back into the mortar pail to use so I don't lose any product. Spray some fusion-crete premix on there. I can use a magnesium float or red rubber float. Just a cheap hardware store edger, not like you would use for original installation. But this is upholstery foam. You cut it in rectangles or triangles for fine work or detailing. I will put the cold joint in. Here's the saw cut you can see in the pan that tells us where that is in the curb head. Of course, if the curb head is blown out deep, you can put it. You just need to make a mark there to show where the break is. This crack runs through here, but now we've turned these two pieces of curb into two different sections. So very carefully plunge the. You can use a margin trowel for this too, whatever you have. This is an ordinary saw blade off the hand saw that's had the teeth removed. And it's good to kind of wiggle it around a little bit. You could spray polymer on the side of the saw blade so that runs down and makes it easier to pull it out. I lifted the mortar up a little bit on one side, so I'm patting that mortar back down. So now the mortar's been separated in there. And I'm going to take a margin trowel and open up the joint a little bit with it by just twisting it, pushing on each side. So that joint is a good 2 to 4 inches deep. So these two pieces can move independent of each other, expand, contract without pulling the repair mortar out.